It's crazy how no matter how many times I cast this match, I still get excited for it, and I still know it's going to be good. It's going to be a banger. It's just a guarantee at this point. Spawning in the upper left-hand corner of Site Delta, we have our red Protoss player. For Dragon Phoenix Gaming, it is herO. His opponent in the lower right. In the blue, for Talon, it's Dark. Just the ultimate KSL Grand Finals. It doesn't feel like a KSL Finals unless it's herO versus Dark. I don't even know what to do if we don't get this in the finals. You know, it's like, oh, it's just a different tournament. I always lose track of how many times they've played against each other. All I know is that Dark has only won one time of all the times they've played against each other in best of fives in the grand finals of KSL. herO has only lost to Dark one time. Dark has won a bunch of other KSLs. Just really struggles against herO. And what's funny is Dark has won plenty of other finals and matches and stuff against herO. It's not like herO just has his number. It's for some reason in the finals of KSL, Dark can't seem to beat herO. I remember when we first started the KSL, there was like a 2-week period where it was Dark versus herO in the finals in KSL both weeks, and it was Dark versus herO in the finals of the EPT Cup. I think it was EPT Korea. Might have even been NA, honestly. I don't remember. 2 weeks in a row was Dark versus herO. And I ended up just casting in that, I guess, like an 8-day period. I cast Dark versus herO best of fives 4 times. And I realized at the end of it that they were 2-2 and had the exact same map score as each other out of all 4 best of fives, which I think is very impressive. And it felt like, these guys are super evenly matched, so close in skill. It's impossible to call who's going to win each game. But since then, in the KSL, it's just been the herO show, man. He has won so many of these, and a ton of them have been over Dark, that I start to wonder, like, if you're Dark and you get into a finals, the KSL finals, and you're like, damn, dude, can I actually take him down? What do I do here to take herO down? Because it seems to be a bit of a struggle. That being said, Dark has many strategies. He has a large book full of different build orders to do. I think what makes it hard is both of these players are very strong and solid macro players that at any point could cheese and have so many different builds and possible tech paths they could choose. It makes it very difficult for both players to really get a sense of the game and what their opponent is doing. It's also what makes it so entertaining, because I really genuinely don't know what to expect from these guys. Now here's opening up pretty standard. The Void Ray is maybe a little less standard. And tells me he kind of wants to hide what he's doing a little bit. That's just, it gets those guaranteed kills, and the Overlords makes it very difficult for Dark to scout. That being said, it's an Oracle follow-up, and then just straight into a Twilight Council and a Forge. Very standard stuff out of herO. So if he is trying to hide what he's doing, he's not hiding anything particularly interesting for the time being. Dark, in the meantime, is going into a lair, but doesn't have a Roach Warren. And the lack of Roach Warren is very interesting to me. Also, that lair was scouted by the Oracle. That's a nice scout there for herO to see. Get at least a confirmation that his opponent isn't hatch cheesing him. herO starting up Blinken +1 and throwing down a lot of gateways, actually. 5 more gates on the way. So maybe herO's plan here is just go super heavy Blink Stalkers. Dark In the meantime, he's got a Baneling Nest drop down, which is fairly standard. I believe the Oracle scouted it. So that's a nice scout there for herO. But what he missed is this Nidus network that went down immediately after that Oracle left the area. Now the Oracle's kind of trapped back here. It's going to be very difficult for it to get back up through this middle section. It might be able to spot this, but I don't know if herO is going to even be looking for it, and would he be looking in this area for anything? It's a very dangerous place to be for that Oracle with all these queens around. And so it feels like Dark is not going to spot that, or herO rather is not going to spot that. There are 6 queens here. The nice thing for herO is because he has so many gateways and Blink is about to finish, he should be able to warp in a lot of Blink Stalkers. But I just don't think he's going to be ready for this much stuff coming out with that Nidus. The Nidus is about to pop here. There's a bunch of Banes. Queens are popping out of the Nidus immediately. They're just going to come help be a part of this fight. The Stalkers blink backwards. There is a shield battery up here, but there is not one in the natural. And those Lings and Banes are absolutely going to make their way through that Stalker that was holding the wall. Oracle turns on to help kill them, but another Nidus is popping. And now there's one right in herO's face. Baneling's getting in, blasting the shield battery, blasting some of those probes. More Ling reinforcements showing up. The Queens are going to lay some creep. They can't transfuse themselves here. And that Nidus is going to die as it pops. Dark's going to run back to creep with some of these Queens. The Link's trying to bust through. So far, herO is holding. He's lost a few probes, but he's still ahead in workers over his opponent. Now it's mostly just the Queens on their own as the Lings try to spill out. Lings do not come out of Nidus Swarms very quickly, though. I'm a little surprised he's even using them. I think they come across the map faster, and they'll come out of those Nidus Swarms. That being said, there's another Nidus popping up in the main base. Lings could pop out of there. There's no more Lings to pop out. And Dark's just going to tap out as herO holds on against Dark's first all-in. Kind of a scary moment there, but like I was saying, because herO was about to go for an attack of his own, he's pretty well prepared. There's not really much else, much better to prepare a defense than if you were about to attack. Because you just already have the production you need, you have the units you need, and usually those attacks are like pretty crisp timings. So there's not a lot of fat on them. You don't have a lot of extra stuff that isn't helping you in the fight. You're ready to fight. You were about to fight anyways. And it just ended up countering that perfectly. Not to mention some really nice micro there from herO. Keep those Stalkers alive so he could warp in more and more. I'm really surprised Dark didn't try to run Lings into the main at one point. He busted through the natural wall. The Oracle was hitting those Lings. I feel like if he just runs into the main and starts wreaking havoc in there, maybe that game ends up a little bit different, but it's hard to say. Hard to say. In any case, herO takes game number 1, and now we're heading to Ghost River for game 2. This is a vertically symmetrical map. It's like a book that's been opened up. Let's hop on in. Spawning in the upper right-hand corner of Ghost River, it is our red Protoss player. He is herO, the many-time KSL winner. I'll have to look after this how many he's actually won. It's so many. His opponent in the upper left, the Zerg, the blue, it's Dark. I am the darkness.
You think darkness will save you? I was born in the dark, molded by it. I didn't see the herO till I was a man.
It's not a real StarCraft broadcast unless you're doing the Bane voice from The Dark Knight Returns. This map's kind of interesting, though. I do like this map. It feels kind of weird. I'm actually kind of surprised we're seeing it here. It almost feels like there should be a base here and like way more space in the middle. Oh, that's a little heart. It's cute. Oh, man, I never noticed that. Got a little heart here. But it ends up feeling very close to your opponent. You do have some like ramps and narrow points that make it a little easier to not just die to stuff, but still feels like you're very close to your opponent. on this map. And there's a lot of map that I don't really see used ever. Not that I see this map a ton. I don't think I've seen either of these bases taken before. I'm not even sure I've really seen an actual 4th base taken on this map. And that's one of the things that makes it feel kind of weird that we're seeing it in between these players. I'm a little surprised. I guess Dark was good with this. It does feel hard to take a 4th base as a Zerg. Or, I mean, as any race, really, but that's going to be more impactful for the Zerg, generally speaking. That being said, Dark did not take a 4th last game, and maybe he just doesn't want to take a 4th this game either. Maybe he's got another all-in planned, and he's just not worried about it. It is another Stargate opening from herO. See if he goes for the Void Ray again. Or just straight to Oracles. Those are the big decisions herO can make right now. For Dark, I'm more concerned if we're going to see a Roach Warren. The thing about Dark is he's not afraid of just trying to kill you with roaches at pretty much any point in the game. All right, Link Speed is done. Hero's going to finish the wall off. The Oracle will try to help this Stalker kill this this Overlord, but I have to worry about those Lings first. I think that Overlord's still going to die anyways. Oh, and Dark's like, uh-oh, hold on. I need to pull this one back too. The nice thing here for Dark is the Oracle has used most of its energy, so not as much of a threat for the next minute or so. That being said, there's a second Oracle out now, and 2 Oracles is always scarier than 1. Especially as Dark is pretty supply blocked right now. It's always a painful supply block when your Overlord pops, and you get like 1 extra supply out of it, and you're still just blocked. Oh, this is uncharacteristic of herO. He does get 4 drone kills, but loses an Oracle, and the second one gets very, very low. Not what I would usually expect from him. Not the end of the world, but losing those Oracles, or losing 1 Oracle even, can make dealing with Lings a bit more annoying. We've also seen the Oracles be really useful for defensive stasis traps. If Dark did try to go for a big attack, a lot of times those stasis traps can be the difference between life and death. 1 big trap that just catches like 12 or 15 Lings, or a handful of roaches, that can, I mean, that can be the game right there. So, you know, Oracles are important. Dark does have a Baneling Nest, and he's got +1 on the way. But I don't feel like he's going to be attacking too soon. He is, in fact, taking that 4th base that I said was going to be hard to take. We'll see if Dark proves me right or wrong. I do like that there's actually a Ghost River on this map. I somehow never saw that, but this is definitely, that's definitely a Ghost River. That green glow, I don't think I've ever seen anything as ghostly as that before in my life. The definition of ghostly. And herO, trying to connect this to the ghost topic, but I can't really. He's gonna Blink Stalker all in Dark. Again, this is what he was trying to do last game, more or less. And he's just gonna go for it again. Dark is building 2 Infestors right now, because he was trying to get into Hive, and he's just on Lings. He's on Ling Queen. He does have a Baneling Nest, but no Banelings are out. He has a lot of Lings out, though. Looks like they were going for a counterattack. They do get pushed away from the 3rd, but 8 probes going down before that. So the counterattack getting some good damage done, forcing a Warpin at home as well. Lings are going to try to head back in. A couple of Banelings being morphed to head back in as well. While the Lings try to hold on back at home. See if these Infestors can get any decent Fungals. I think herO just spotted the Infestors, so he will dodge Fungal number 1. Ooh, can he grab one of these Infestors? Not quite. The Lings are there. The Fungal does hit the Adepts. They're not going to be able to blink backwards. The Oracle goes down as well, so that's a nice catch there for the Queens. However, the Ling count is getting very low. Let's see if these Lings can run in and get any more damage done over here. herO's continuing to push forward, getting on top of the Infestors now, killing them. The Lings and the Banes seem to be gone, and there it is, GG. As we look back at that fight, to realize that Dark just doesn't have much army left. herO will take game number 2 and goes up to a very quick 2-0. I don't know. Looking dicey for Dark right now. Let's hope he can pull it back. Because I don't want to see a 3-0. I want to see a best of 5, I'm honest. I want to see all 5 games. herO, wow. herO has won 20 of these. That's right. I forgot that the last time he won, it was his 20th win. herO didn't play last week, if I remember correctly. So Dark was able to take his 12th win. But they've played against each other like 14 times or something. And herO has won all but 1 between these two. It is worth noting that Dark did beat herO in a best of 5 in KSL, the SummerSlam semifinals. Dark beat herO. And then also beat Maru in the finals in a best of 7. That was so sick. That finals, that was the best thing I've ever put on. Far and away the best tournament thing that I've ever done was that SummerSlam. It was so good. Would love to get to do another one of those. Anyways, spawning in the lower right-hand corner of Oceanborn. We have ourselves a red Protoss. He is a herO. And he's looking for his 21st KSL win against his opponent in the upper left-hand corner here. It is Dark. Just 1 game away from his 21st win. herO is basically the Christianer of KSL. And if you got that reference, I appreciate you. Thank you for your longtime support of the channel. If you didn't get that reference, I used to run a tournament called the Cock of the Walk. It was a European $50 weekly. It was on the European server. I had just over 100 of them. I think I ended up running like 105 or so Cock of the Walks. And Christianer won like 33 or 35 of them. It was just like a full third of the tournaments that he won. And herO's basically doing the same thing here. It's funny, they're pretty different Protosses. They have very different play styles. But apparently I'm not allowed to run weeklies that one Protoss doesn't just dominate. All right, game number 3. So let's think here. What do you do as Dark? So far, herO has done, I'm pretty sure games 1 and 2 are, if not the same build, like exactly, very close to it. I wasn't quite as focused on his like his timings of things. He didn't build a Void Ray first, but other than that, I mean, it was pretty straightforward. It was just Stargate into Blink +1 and like 5 extra gates. Except instead of being attacked like in game 1, he was the attacker in game 2. Does he just do the same thing here? Is he just like giving Dark practice against this build? Oh, Dark is taking a... This is not the third I would expect Dark to take. I don't know. Was he blocked or something? No, he's putting down a Roach Horn. Okay. So he's got to be taking this third then to try to help him spread creep, or I guess help him have a closer reinforcement point. That's what I was wondering. It's not the best base for that. Like, it's not... Some maps, it's very clearly there's one base that's better to attack with. This one, it's a little bit off to the side to be super aggressive with, but I have a feeling Dark is about to be super aggressive. He's got a lot of supply cap. He's got no lair. There's 6 roaches on the way. The oracles are going to come in. They're going to cancel one of those roaches and kill a larva here, so that's very annoying for Dark. That larva is precious, and losing a building roach is also unfortunate. But I don't know if herO realizes what's coming. He is seeing a lot of not drones coming out. Or I guess I should say, no, there's no drones here. There's no Spore Crawler. There was no Queens. Queens came over and said hello. Oracles are going to come back in now, going into the natural. Not getting pushed back by Queens because there's no Queens here because they're walking across the map. So herO is going to get some drone kills. But Dark is here, man. He is on the other side of the map, and I don't think herO is really ready for this. He is doing kind of a similar build to the last couple of games, but he's going to recall away from the third, loses his Stalker before it gets recalled. Dark should be able to just get the kill on this third base with the Lings. Oh, he's got to be careful, though. Poking a little too far forward. Going to lose one of the Ravagers. Not quite. Stays alive. Down goes the third. The Queens are here. Let's see if Dark commits or if he just wants to poke at the front and do some damage. He could just pull back here and drone up. He is not. He is building a lair, but just more Lings on the way right now. Takes down the shield battery. His second battery is up, but not for very long. As it will fall right now. Uh-oh, and the Lings starting to get in. There is a force field going to block off most of those Lings. But the Biles take it down. The Ravagers getting in. The Queen still poking at the front. As the Oracles are going to try to come in and help. Ravagers will back up. A couple Ravagers going down, though. And one of those Biles actually going the wrong direction there for Dark. Doing damage to his own units, but he's got more reinforcements coming out. Roach is on the way now as well. He's just trying to get on in. Only 3 Queens left. That is enough to kill these Oracles if they get a little too close. Down goes one. Ravagers, though, getting killed here. Good focus fire from herO. Oh, he needs to finish off the last Ravager. Down it goes. It's just going to be Lings and Queens now. And whatever Roaches might be able to waddle their way across the map before this battle really ends. I think Dark maybe has done enough here. Kind of hard to tell. Probe's coming off the line, and now that it's just Lings, these Zealots are very, very useful to warp in. The last Queens go down. herO is still up 10 workers, though. You know, I looked at that a second ago, and I read it backwards from what it was. Dark has just nothing behind this, man. He is trying to get into some drones now. He's got Roach Speed on the way because the lair is done. He's got Burrow on the way as well. But you know what? That attack did not do enough damage. That was slightly better trades for herO, but more importantly, Dark's economy behind that is just so garbage. And herO just immediately goes out to take this third base. Trying to hold it with the Zealots. He's got a few Stalkers here as well. Blink is done. So they will get out of there. It's a lot of Roaches. I don't know if herO can actually fight against this many Roaches, but as I say that, he warps in 5 more Stalkers. The Oracle is here, and there's no Queens this time. Stalkers blink forward to pick off some units. God, the micro from herO is just so good. And now with the Oracle, he can force these Roaches to... I mean, they're going to take damage. They're just going to turn around and try to get as many kills as they can. It's not really enough. Dark losing a ton of units there for not really anything. And we're going to see those trades get worse and worse. Something Dark, who is on a worse economy, absolutely cannot afford. He starts up tunneling claws, but he's so far away from having roaches just be able to burrow into his opponent's base. herO, in the meantime, has a Templar Archives done. He's going to be able to morph some Archons. Charge is done. He's about to have +2 attack to the 0 upgrades of his opponent. Really, the only thing herO doesn't have is a Robo and an Observer. That's the thing he could use the most, as Burrow is done and Tunneling Claws will be done soon. Dark's going to try to poke in here, but he's going to run into a bunch of Stalkers with Blink right next to his shield battery. That's not particularly ideal. He's going to try to split off some of these. He will burrow, but unfortunately for Dark, that shows his hand, because now the Oracle can tag, and we will see a Robo go down here, I imagine. Ooh, Roach is trying to get on one of these High Templar. They will grab one. Storm is on the way, so that's really important. And Dark, even though herO knows about this burrow play and saw these roaches burrow, still going to lose 6 probes. I mean, Dark is trying to get something done. He's trying to equalize this economy here. But it's still not enough. herO is still ahead workers, and he has been mining more this entire game. Tunneling Claws is done. That can make it more annoying for herO to clean this up. Surprised we're not seeing a Robo go down for an Observer. The Oracles can really only tag so much. Cannons, though. Cannon's going to be pretty good. And I think like a cannon shield battery at each base will probably do the trick here. This has kept herO back on his side of the map this whole time, though. So Dark able to do what he wants, which I'll be honest isn't much. His economy has been so bad. He's just got to build up his eco, try to get some tech out. He's going for a Hydra Den, but there's no hive here. Usually Dark would love to have a hive by now. He's just so focused on getting some damage done and not taking the worst trades in the world. God, these trades are just getting worse and worse and worse. And I'm getting real worried. We're about to see a 3-0 here. herO's army is looking big. It's looking scary. He's got Archons, Storm, Charge Lots, Blink Stalkers. I say Storm, but he actually canceled Storm and just said, screw it, I'm going for Archons. But he's just got such a powerful army. Robo is done. Robo Bay is on the way. He's got a 4th base, about halfway done. The Oracles are going to come in here and find some free drones. The last thing Dark can afford to lose right now, as these roaches get pushed away. And again, they're just not going to take a good trade here. There's just not really any way for roaches to trade efficiently against this kind of army, especially down 3 upgrades. As +1 armor is now done for herO. He's at 2-1. And the +1 missile attacks for Dark it's almost there. And this just feels like we are heading towards the inevitable end of Dark in this game. Let's see if he can pull something out of his hat here. Got like a rabbit. That's what you pull out of hats, right? He does have Hydras coming out. Those are like rabbits, right? I feel like Hydras and rabbits, not entirely dissimilar. Most rabbits don't have spikes on their tails, but maybe some of them do. I don't know. I did see a rabbit today, and it did not have spikes on its tails. It was very cute. And I said, oh, hello, Bun Bun. And then it hopped away from me, which was adorable. It's just so cute. It is Wabbit season here in Seattle. I see them like twice a week. Anyways, they don't look like Hydras. Dark does have a lot of Hydras. But remember I talked about Storm earlier. Well, who needs Storm when you have Disruptors? Apparently is herO's game plan here. Storm would have been really good, actually. Oh my god, he blinks forward. herO's actually insane. I think that was a bad call. The Disruptor's not really getting the connections they need. Dark has an insanely huge concave here. He's got some queens in this fight as well. That Disruptor Nova does hit pretty well. But Dark is pushing this back. The Hydra DPS is a lot. And he's going to gun down a lot of these Stalkers on the retreat. Gets an Archon or 2 as well. herO's going to pull back and warp in. The supplies are dead even right now. Dark trying to get 11 more drones out, but I don't know if now's the time for it, as herO is just continuing to pressure. Really about those Hydras. Destruction Nova's coming in. Hydras don't split super well against them, but on creep, they're not too bad, and we see Dark avoiding a lot of damage here. Does lose a couple of Hydras there. Ooh, he's going to push forward. Doesn't have any roaches with this anymore, though. Those Hydras are very vulnerable to the damage, especially the Archons if they're able to get close. Those Archons will splash damage these light Hydras and do a lot of damage to them. More Disruptors come up. There are 4 Ruptors here. Some Lings coming out for Dark as well. Feels like herO's army supply is climbing and Dark's is staying the same, though. Every time herO pushes in, he gets a little bit closer to being able to break through. God, he's on 3-2 to the +1 of Dark. This is the perfect time for herO to fight. Warping in more Zealots now to help tank out front as well. The Archon count getting, I was going to say getting low, but he still has 4 of them. Still pretty beefy. Then he got a couple of Novas. Does clip off a few Hydras. +2 is about to finish for Dark, so at least he's got that upgrade. He is still down 3 upgrades, though. And that's a bit of a problem for him as herO continues to push forward. He's going to blink over to the left, sending the Ruptor Novas to the right-hand side so those Hydras can't be part of the fight. And his Stalkers are just going to decimate the fight over here. Oh, beautiful gameplay from herO, and that is just going to do it. There's way too much Protoss here. GG, herO takes the 3-0. I thought for a second Dark might actually hold on, but those upgrades, man, what do you do when you're down that many upgrades? You need something that just ignores upgrades, and unfortunately, Dark did not have the mystery unit that doesn't care about upgrades. So herO closes it out. Blink Stalkers his way to victory. Holds off the all-ins from Dark. Just beautifully done. Man, Dark can't seem to crack herO in the KSL. What is it about herO that's so magical?